Good morning. Maybe. I don't know yet. It's early. We'll see. We'll make that decision as the day goes on. So today we're going to talk about regular polygons, how to find the area of them. Used to, I would make kids hold their tongue and I put an animal up on the board and we'd learn a new word together. I'm not going to do that to y'all. So in this picture, there's something you know exists in all regular polygons. Actually, there's two things that exist in all regular polygons that one, you've heard the word before, the other one you probably never heard the word before. The one that you've heard the word before, you don't think of when you think of one of these shapes. If you have a line that starts in the center of the shape and goes to the angle, that is called the radius. So that is a radius, that is a radius, that is a radius, that is a radius. Okay? I understand that's weird because you usually think a radius exists in a circle only, but it does actually exist in other shapes as well. We will not be dealing with the radius unless we are giving you a problem that you have to solve with Pythagorean theorem to figure out this other one. The other one starts with an A. This is the A. The A starts in the center and goes to the side at a 90-degree angle. Okay? It is the shortest side possible. If you start in the center and go to the side of the shape, it is the shortest line possible that could be drawn. Alright, you can't draw a shorter line going anywhere else on this side. That is the shortest side. And the shortest side is known as the apothem. Okay? I used to make kids hold their tongue and I say, "What's this animal?" And I put a possum up on the board and they go, "It's a apothem." And so they learned how to say apothem. I, of course, won't do that to y'all, but it's what I used to do. It was fun. Anyways. They never forgot that word, apothem. So apothem starts in middle and then goes, wow, misspelled that word, goes to side at 90-degree angle. Okay, that is the apothem. So that brings us to the formula we have to use for regular polygons. Regular polygons, the formula is, for area, it's the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. So there's a couple things I want to run over. We know that A is apothem and capital A is area, lowercase a is apothem, P is perimeter. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. P can be found on a regular polygon by taking the number of sides and multiplying it by the side length. Okay? So if you take n and multiply it by s, you'll have the perimeter. So n, again, is the number of sides. Okay, so if it's an octagon, it's 8. If it's a heptagon, it's 7. If it's a dodecagon, it's 12, and so on. And s is going to be the side length. Okay? So, let's just dive right in. Let's look at a couple of examples. So, the formula is actually real easy. You just multiply two things and divide by another one, but you got to figure out the perimeter first. Now, there will be some times when, like I said, they might give you the radius and the side length, and then you'd have to cut it in half, and then you figure out the Pythagorean theorem to figure out what the apothem is. But most of the time, we are probably going to give it to you. It's our first introduction into it. Excuse me. Like I said, it's early. So, again, the area is the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. And again, the perimeter is the number of sides times the side length. Okay? Well, so I need to figure out the A, the N, and the S. Okay, the apothem is 7. The number of sides is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the side length is 8. When I have those three things, I can figure out the answer to this problem. Because to figure out P, I multiply N and S. To figure out the perimeter, I multiply the number of sides times the side length. So the perimeter is going to be 6 times 8, or 48. Alright, so if the perimeter is 48 and the apothem is 7, I just plug them in here and I get 7 times 48 divided by 2. And when I plug all that into the calculator, 7 times 48 divided by 2 is going to be 168. That is my answer. Okay, you just type it in exactly like that. 7 times 48, hit enter, divided by 2, hit enter, 168 your answer. Alright, down here on this next one again, the apothem, the area, excuse me, is the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. Remember, the perimeter is the number of sides times the side length. So we need to figure out the apothem, which is 5. The number of sides, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the side length, which is 9. So plug these things in. The number of sides and the side length would go right here. So my perimeter would be 7 times 9, or 63. And now that I know my perimeter and I know my apothem, I just plug them in here. 5 times 63 divided by 2. And just type that in. 5 times 63, enter, divided by 2 is 151.5. These are the easy problems, nothing to these. The harder problem is when you have to work backwards, okay? So, again, so on this one it tells us that we have an area of 48, we have an apothem of 3, and a side length of 4. What kind of polygon is it? It's asking us how many sides does it have. Okay, so in our formula, in our basic formula, we don't have side length in there. But since we know that the perimeter is the number of sides times the side length, rather than putting a P right there, another thing I could do is I could put A times N times S. The number of sides times the side length. The perimeter is the number of sides times the side length. And all of that divided by 2. So, again, that's A equals, so that equals A. I'm going to take this and plug in what I know. I know the apothem is 3. I don't know the number of sides. That's my question. I know my side length is 4. All of that divided by 2, and I know my area is 48. So lots of ways to do this. You could multiply both sides by 2 first. You could combine your like terms first. You could technically just divide the 4 by 2 first. I'm going to go ahead and just multiply my stuff together up here so that it's a little cleaner. And so I would end up with 12n over 2 equals 48. I've been asked by my kids that struggle with algebra not to show them any new things right now, which, okay, seems kind of silly. But, you know, normally I would divide 12 by 2, but they want me, because they were taught to multiply both sides by 2, they want me to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So this side will just be 12n, because I got rid of the divide by 2, and this side will be 96. And then I would divide both sides by 12, and the number of sides is 8. That is not our answer, because the question says, what kind of polygon is it? It is a, or an, octagon. Alright, so that is the area of a regular polygon. I hope that works for you. I hope that makes sense. Good luck on your work.